Yo, morning. Right, I am back in that same spot. See, told you I wouldn't move anywhere. So we have me and Jack. Jack is downstairs. That black eye is coming on quite nicely now. For those of you who haven't watched the other video, it's not that I've been slapping him about. He plays rugby and it's happened. Just point that out. So we've got those cables switched out now. Because as I explained in a previous video, I was going to bring, there's a centre light down in the lounge and I was going to bring the loops to the centre, but then I remembered that we've got wall lights and it'd just be easier to bring it down to the switch, so yada yada, messed about with all that. That's all done. So we're going to be carrying on running the lighting cables today. Jack is finishing off the mounting all the back boxes in the walls and getting all the clips ready for all the trunking. The capping, which I think Jack, you on capping now? Yeah. Jack's on capping now. So that is the plan for us today. So we're going to show you how I go about doing that. Jack's going to jump on as soon as he's free. But in the meantime, don't forget to hit the subscribe button in either that corner or that corner. Not entirely sure which one it is. It's on here somewhere. So if you could do that for me, that'd be fantastic. And don't forget to leave your comments as usual. Now, I've had a load of comments on the last video that I went up a couple of videos ago actually now, saying that about all the vans. Yes, I will be doing a full van tour. I will be doing a complete review on the BotSmart racking, how I found it, how I've gone about installing it, if there's anything else I'd like to change about it, all that sort of stuff. What I'm finding about the van that I've now purchased and all that lot, so that will be coming up. There'll also be a video on Lewis's van once that's a little bit further on and he's drove that around a little bit, and find out how he's feeling about that. And also we are going to be going, because the lads are going to be starting buying some kit now, so themselves or the apprentices, so we're going to have a little chat with Jack about how he's going to go about building his kits, what he's going to be looking at purchasing, and all that lot. So loads going on. So that is our plan. We might even have a little chat with Jack when we have a bite to eat about all that. But yeah, so like I say, let's get stuck into the video and yeah, let's get cracking. Lights. So what we're going to do is we're going to chuck both of those cables up into this one, and then one's going to go back to, so up and above over here, and then we're going to go drop one down into the switch, and then the other one is going to go up and across down to this one, and then from that one it's going to go across, rod it all the way along the ceiling and drop down to, it's hard to tell on there, that one. That's what we're going to do now. So for those of you who don't know what rodding is, okay, it's not some perverted term. It is it's not a perverted term. It's actually using the cable rods, which are actually, funnily enough, are here. Now I have used different ones, so you've got all different bits and bobs. I'll tell you what, I will go and show you the actual case. So, just so you are well aware of what we use. Please hold. Right, so, rods, super rods, that is basically what they are. They do different versions, different sets, different strengths in flexibility on the old rods and all sorts of stuff. Loads of different attachments. That is the super rod mega set. There are other ones available. Now I have used cheaper ones, but I've always ended up with splinters in my hand, and you try picking fiberglass splinters out, not fun. Don't get me wrong, they don't last forever, but they last a hell of a lot longer than any of the cheaper ones. Being fair, when I first started this, you know, when we had horse and cart, the cheaper ones were great. They were fine. I could never justify spending the money, but as time's gone on, they've just got worse and worse and worse quality, and it was almost getting to the point where one rewire, just chuck them away. Ridiculous, really. So that's basically why I thought, no, sod it. So I've bought some new ones, and we won't ever go back to anything else now because they're so good. I genuinely couldn't do a rewire without them. So that is what rodding is. So rodding is, for example, putting it in here and then pushing it underneath the floor and then grabbing it out at the other end, because like in here, laminate flooring, I don't want to be chopping the whole floor up, do I, just to be doing that. So that is what we're going to be doing. So that's the rodding. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to show you the other end of where I'm going to push those cables up. So we've already lifted all the boards up because we've had them up in here. So we've got down here, you see where that hole is, where these two cables come down. So that's the light, that's the light, that's the sockets below, and I believe around here somewhere that's the old wall light. So Jack's probably already drilled up. Let's have a look. Not entirely sure whether he's already drilled up or not. I think he had. Interesting. Not sure, but we'll find it where he's drilled up there. It'll be there somewhere. Or he might not have even drilled it. Let's find out. Right, let's go and get cracking. Yes, please, mate. Right, so what had happened is as we drilled up from below, it's actually gone, it hadn't gone all the way through, so I've just drilled through that little bit and use the old cable tongue. Jack's just going to tie on, and then we're going to bring those two through there. So that is why I couldn't see it, and I imagine it's going to be the same down that end as well. So like I say, once Jack's tied on, if you tie them both on, Jack, so you have to shout because Jack's down there and he can't really hear because you've got the floorboards and plasterboard, all that lot to go through. It's not as bad as the other house that we were working on a little while ago, where you literally cannot hear each other. So we've actually got radios that we use for those sort of jobs, which work really, really well. But what we'll do is once I get this one in, I'll get cracking a bit further on, and then we'll catch up with you once we've got a little bit, a few more cables put in, and then we can have the radio on and all the rest of it, you know, because copyright won't let me have it. You tied on, mate? Okay. Nice one. Thanking you. How's it? So what's happened there is I can guarantee that's come off the drum. Should we check with Jack? Jack, has that come off the drum?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay, that's what I thought. Cool. Right, so we'll get that run in. So one will go straight to the switch, one will go off to the other light down there, which is what we said, and then from that one over to the other one. So right, I'll get on with that. The cables are all run now in that room. One other thing that you become very, very good at is hook a duck. So if you go to any carnival, being an electrician, if you go to any carnival, got hook a duck, you're going to smash most people out of the water. And the reason why, because you're always doing this, aren't you, under the floors? You know you're doing it, you're all giggling because you know you do it. Straight under the floor, you're hooking your cables. You know, next time you go to a carnival, step aside, kids, you ain't got a chance. Give me that big teddy. I'm winning it. You can cry all you like. It's coming home. So you know it makes sense. Right, enough of that. That is the end of the house as it stands right now, but there's also a pitched roof down there, and there is two lights on the entrance, and there's actually another one that's in a cupboard underneath. So what I think I'm going to do is drill through that there, so I'll get into that void, that roof space, and then drop the feed down to the switch out there. It's going to be a little bit of faffing sorting that out, so I'm going to go and make it in a investigation hole on that ceiling so I can see what it is. I'm not going to drill through that block there and hit anything a bit nasty. So right, I'm going to go and set that up and then I'll show you. Right, another really cool bit of kit. Okay, so I've put the rods through. Okay, so I've drilled down through that into that roof void space. Okay, so I've done that. That's all ready to go. And then rather than drilling any more holes, because I've got 2 downlight holes there already, well, it doesn't need 2 when it's, so I'm going to fill those 2 anyway and just put the 1 in, don't need 2 down there. And then if you put the ball and chain on the other end, which is that one, you can see that. Okay, so what I've done then, I've put the flexible end up there, and then I used the magnet and basically pulled it through like that. So that, absolute winner. So realistically the hole's sort of here. I've got a timber literally here, so it's got to come over that, so it's not like I can just reach in and then bend my hand around. So yeah, so really impressed with that. So what I'll do now is I'll get those cables attached to the other end, and then I can drop them down to my loop feeds here, and then I'm going to put, rather than having 2 lights above my head, because there's a bit daft really, I'll just put 1 in here, and then there'll be a separate one for inside the cupboard, all switched independently. And then you've got the outside lantern, which I can't remember whether it's that side or that side now, but by the by, it is in there. So right, I'll get this attached on. Because of doing it that way, I'm gonna have to tape it onto the rods this end, which is not really, I don't like using that. I prefer using the sock, but it's the wrong way round. So running the cables into this room now, there's 6 downlights in here, which original holes and original place is what they want to keep. So for this, what I'm using is the rods again to tie on. You see what that look. So okay, so I found this is the best method on this, using the like super bendy one, whatever that is, and then hopefully I'm going to put you on here and hopefully you can see it all in action. Alright, it all falling off. Hold on. The idea is that I can push that through. And what I would always suggest is if you take the end off, because what happens is if that undoes itself, you're going to lose it. So this one. This is bound to be the most awkward one out of the lot. Right, there's a noggin literally just there, so that's why it's going to have to go up a bit higher. We'll do on it. Right, so attach your cable onto here, to your sock. Jack, do you do us a favour?
Yeah.
Could you grab the other end of that? Grab the other end of that. That rod there, mate. Cool, thanking you. Perfect, that'll do. Nice one, thanks Jack. Right, so as you saw there, Jack on the other end of that, just pulled that through there. So these downlights are all run now. So happy days with that. Jack's still, you're cracking on with chasing it still, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll get this one to it.
So Jack's just on.
And then a switch on there.
Yeah, we've got a switch line going down to there, and then there's a double socket down there. So to be fair, normally we run round in pairs, don't we, mate, doing this, but it's been a bit it's been a bit hectic, isn't it? So Jack's a bit dirty. Look at his eye, look. His eye. You see that?
Look at that muck.
See? Mucky boy. Mucky boy, battered boy. No good. So yeah, so we're going to get those. So all I've got left now on that lighting circuit is 2 downlights in here, and then I've got to mess about with the bathroom stuff in there. There's some downlights and stuff in that bit. So yeah, so pretty much there for the cables on that, and then we're into the loft. So we'll get, if I find something more interesting on those bathroom lights, then I'll jump back in. Right, so me and Jackie boy have been getting on, doing stuff. That sounded really perverted, didn't it then, Jack?
Yeah.
Been doing stuff.
You are perverted.
Perverted? Been doing stuff, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
Cracking on. So, in the bathroom here, I had to cut a channel all the way through because the bathroom, there's a bathroom directly above here, and I'm not going to be lifting all floor up in there, so we cut the channel in, and I've rewired all the downlights. Still want a pull cord up there, although I don't like pull cords, but that's what it is. Also, what Jack's doing now, he's putting in provisions for, what are you putting provisions in for, Jack?
This last chase.
For underfloor heating, that's it? Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Underfloor heating. So that's going to be going on in future plans for the bathroom in here. We've also, on the kitchen, you see that cable hanging down? We've also got, we're just going to put a little bulkhead light in there for now because it's all going to be smashed to bits, and rather than take all those downlights out. So we're getting there. So the other thing that I'm up to personally now is this little porch area here. You used to be 2 downlights here, and then there's a third one actually in the cupboard. So how it switched before, you've got one outside light which is just there, and then you've got one switch for these 2, and then another one for the cupboard one, which is fine, we can redo that. But I don't need 2 downlights in this area, it's way too much. So that's my plan, just put the one in. But my issue that I've got is, whichever way I go about it, it's a bit of a funny shape here, is that downlight position on there, it's knowing where to put it. So what I've done is I've just split it between this piece here, this wall here, and the cupboard, and then gone with that, because if I line it up with the centre of the door, which is another option, when you're standing back here down the corridor, the hallway, entrance hall, it looks really weird. So that's what I've gone with. I can alter it after, I'll leave the cable long enough, and when the client comes back, if they decide that they want me to go in centre of the door, not a problem at all, we can do that because of leaving the cable long enough. But I just wanted to share that little issue with you guys. So yeah, so the cables are pretty much ran for, let's say, Jack's got all the capping in. We always do it like this, you see, whereas there's a joist directly above there, but so he's just notched it in to come across between our prescribed zones anyway. But we always use the banding strap method and oval capping. It's just so much neater, holds it all in tight. Sean comes round afterwards with the lads sorting all the bonding out, so I don't really have to get involved in that either now, because he moaned on the last job that I did it on. Sean, you know you moaned. So it just, with the banding strap, holds it in nice and tight, which is fantastic. So we're not a million miles off from having all the downstairs wrapped up. So upstairs left for us is the lights all in the loft. I've not been in the loft yet, so I've not done that. The loft hatch is being moved. There's a proper one going in with, you know, like the type where you got the stairs, the wooden staircase that's within the door. You know what I mean? It's one of those. That's going in, but I don't know the actual location of that yet. So that's all going up there. So up there is just a light We're going to have 2 strip lights in there, although on the plan it says 6 downlights. No idea. I've spoke to the clients and I said I just can't put downlights in there. I've got nothing to fix it to. So it's when I go upstairs and it's another whole room, isn't it? So yeah, so we just got this little bit here just to cap up. And then it's all ready really for the doors to be swapped over, because that door's been blocked up and there's a new one. Imagine here, this is going to be walking through. We've not just put a light switch there for no reason. Like it's there. It's all planned. It's all planned, girls and boys. So that's my dilemma. So that's what I'm up to. So Jack is. I'm going to show you something as well now. Not you, Jack. Not you. Not showing you.
What?
Not showing you. Check out my new mug. Look at that. That. I'm an electrician. What's your superpower? Very true. Very true, innit, Jack? Yeah. Oh, he sounds a bit. We have to have words with him. Sound a bit. What's up, Jack?
No, my superpower's better.
What is it?
Being ginger.
Ginger. Ginger superpower, you see? And on that note,
So it trumps it.
top trumps ginger power. I like it. Ginger warrior in. Right, so you might have been wondering why I've just re-drilled that hole, which is that one there. So that one, new cable, but what happened is, way that light was installed, this section here was still actually on show to the elements. So for the sake of drilling a new hole, so I'm actually further down out the way, that's all coming out because it's too short as well for where I need it to be. So that is why I've done that. So I've had a little hoover around, so hoovered up outside here, all this entrance here. I've also changed the position of this light in here. So there was that one there, over there. So what I've done, I've just moved it closer this way and more in the centre of this cupboard, because where your coats and stuff are, you want the light to be at the front rather than at the back where it was, because it mustn't really have done a great deal. So I've moved that as well. So I've got all my drops now ready for Jack on the old chase team. But yeah, so they're all in. So I think pretty much all the cables are ran downstairs now. So let's go shut the van. So they're all done and dusted. So yeah, so they're all sorted. So we're now going to start moving on to the upstairs stuff. So there's all the cables for all the sockets are all ran in place-ish, and then the rest of it is we're going to start putting the back boxes in and chase all those in, and then we've got the upstairs lights to do, and then it's bonding team. So yeah, bit of a clean up because it's a bit grotty and stuff at the minute, a bit dusty. So yeah, so we'll have a bit of a clean up now. Right, we are pretty much done now. We've got cappings mainly on, all the cables chased in pretty much. Jack's just been doing this one now. We just had to, so it's come across the top up there and then down in our prescribed zones. So we've got 2 doubles up there and then a single for this little bad boy. All the cables basically are ran now for all the lighting and everything. So Jack's at college tomorrow and Thursday. You're doing a 2-dayer, aren't you?
Yeah.
2-dayer. One's for health and safety course and then just normal college day. So I've pretty much ran all the cables as well now, so I can get all the floorboards back down. There's a little bit of I don't know, can't remember what it is now. Pipe lagging I want to put in as well, which I'll pick up tomorrow, and then I start getting the floors down, and then it's upstairs lighting just to run that through. So we're pretty much there. So we've had a good hoover up now of the whole house to get rid of most of the little bits, because it just goes flying everywhere. So yeah, so that's it. So hopefully you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, do us a favour, like I say, hit the old thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe, and it'll be me and Lou here tomorrow. See you later, guys.